One of the great challenges of the 21st century is, does a person feel they have a fulfilling life? You can have prosperity and only a very small percentage of a population shares in that prosperity. So prosperity to me is really kind of tied into the American dream, a chance to succeed based on your abilities, not who your parents were, not your religion, not your race, not your gender, and that access to capital will be brought to bear for you. What is the leading resource in the world? It is not money. The major asset in the world is the productivity of individuals.
The Institute really looks at the interconnectedness of things. You can't have a productive workforce unless they're healthy. You can't solve disease unless you create an economy to sustain the people you've allowed to survive.
Our ability to bring together people from the worlds of finance, from academia, from government, in a totally nonpartisan way is extremely important.
Bringing people who understand the capital and financial markets to address social and economic challenges.
It's not simply access to capital for multinationals and people who are doing well, it's access to capital to those people who would otherwise not have a voice.
The Milken Institute, as a think tank, isn't just a think tank, it's a do tank.
We have 8 different centers on those areas where we have identified a problem that we think is not being adequately addressed. An example of that could be faster cures.
One of the things that we do at Faster Cures, and certainly this is part of the DNA of the Milken Institute, is convening. You can't do this one disease at a time. You need to do it in a systematic way.
You never know where the discovery is going to come from that ends up being the cure for sickle cell disease or for Alzheimer's disease. And I'd be willing to lay odds that it won't be from the place that's most obvious.
We have a Center for Strategic Philanthropy at the Institute to engage people who are inclined to make a difference and often don't know where to start.
Social impact investing isn't just the fact of taking the money and putting it where it can do good, but how you take that money and invest it.
Whether it's a 35-person roundtable or a 3,500 global conference, we know magic can happen when you bring a variety of different people together. Rapid sharing of best practices, rapid sharing of failures, rapid sharing of tools and resources.
It's in a place like this that the CEO of an African company like me meets the CEO of an Indian company, Chinese company, or an American company, and I walk away and say, you know what? We have so many things in common.
Milken sort of gets to the root of the problem. Maybe it's caused by energy, maybe it's caused by turmoil in financial markets. That I think as a military officer makes you better balanced.
It really is an opportunity for me as a Chief Investment Officer to see what the future trends out on the horizon. What are the risks and what are the opportunities?
What differentiates us is, first of all, the setup of the discussion. So they're all panel discussions and meant to facilitate debate.
Panels that are right where culture is or where innovation is and really begin to talk about how do we bring these to life.
The country often looks, and the world, at wake-up calls. Where is the wake-up call? Is there a wake-up call for medicine? Is there a wake-up call for
access to capital?
Emerging markets.
The future of aging.
Human capital.
Gender equality.
World economy.
Wellness and prevention.
The Milken Institute is about the power of the private sector working with government and the nonprofit community and civil society to spark change.
To try to get people to see the world with new eyes, so maybe their own vision and their own idea of what should be done changes.